Hello everyone, Flick11 2000 here, and today we are going to be making an episode of Clifford the Big Red Dog episode reviews. This was inspired by a series of videos that I was watching uploaded by that Media Guy 150 and Pie Guy Rules, who used to be on YouTube but isn't there on YouTube anymore. So, Pie Guy Rules, he did his own series of videos called Every Episode of SpongeBob Reviewed, and that Media Guy 150 made his own series of videos called Every Episode of VeggieTales Reviewed. But, for me, I'm going to be making my own version, and it's called Every Episode of Clifford the Big Red Dog Reviewed. So, I'm going to critique them in a very, very similar way. So, without further ado, let's start this episode. And in this video, we are going to be taking a look at the Clifford the Big Red Dog Season 2 episode, Princess Cleo. Cleo discovers that her grandmother was a queen. So, let's talk about the initial premise. As the episode starts, Cleo learns that her grandmother was a queen. This sets up the main plot where Cleo starts believing she's a princess. It's an interesting premise, but let's see how it unfolds. Here we go. Cleo's already acting all royal and bossy. She's making her friends do everything for her. This is where the episode starts to lose me a bit. Cleo's behavior is pretty annoying, and it's hard to sympathize with her right now. Mac and the other dogs are clearly getting fed up with Cleo's attitude. It's good to see them standing up for themselves, but the tension is a bit uncomfortable to watch. You can really feel their frustration. After the dogs jump into a pile of leaves, Cleo feels left out. T-Bone asks her why she was acting so differently yesterday. This is a key moment where Cleo starts to reflect on her actions. Cleo tells T-Bone she wasn't acting that differently, just making the dog scratch her back, fetch the ball, and give her the biggest piece of the bone. This is when she realizes her mistake. It's a nice moment of growth for her character. After realizing her mistake, Cleo sincerely apologizes to her friends. This is a heartfelt moment and shows her growth. After her apology, they all continue jumping in the leaves together. This scene is really fun and shows them all having a good time. It's a nice way to lighten the mood after the earlier tension. Emily Elizabeth appears near the end to read the Dog's Apprentice story. As she reads, Cleo tells Clifford that she thinks it's a lot more fun to read about being a princess than it is to really be a princess. Clifford winks at her, bringing the episode to a charming close. Now, how would I rate this episode? Well, I have come to my final decision. Despite the episode having a better ending and the mood lightening up after the earlier tension, it's not enough to save the episode from being a
Big Bad Dog episode.
Cleo's behavior throughout most of the episode really drags it down. I was almost going to call the episode meh, but ultimately it's a Big Bad Dog episode. A pretty light one, but there are Clifford episodes that are much worse than this one. Obligatory, it's not that bad of an episode, but everything falls flat with Cleo's behavior, and it's kind of frustrating to watch. And parts of this episode we know can be predictable because of Cleo's bossy behavior. Not to mention it can be a bit boring and tedious at times. Well, that was the review on the episode Princess Cleo. And stay tuned for me reacting to more Clifford episodes coming soon in the near future.